Alright, y'all, welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna let y'all know this before the video even starts. This Western Conference is stacked. There's a lot of teams that can make the playoffs, in my personal opinion. I think that there are 11 teams that can realistically make the playoffs this season. It was impossible to make. It was impossible to make. It was impossible to predict. The Eastern Conference standing predictions is already on my channel. You guys can go watch that if you want, but we got to get into this. So don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, and let's get straight into the impossible prediction. At number 15, I got the Utah Jazz. They do have Walker Kessler, who I really do like, and they have Lauri Markkanen, who was just an all-star last season. However, I don't see this team being better than any of the teams that are above them. They're still in a rebuild. They have a lot of guys on their team right now who are fighting for the same exact PT and the same exact roster spot on the team. So I don't really see them being able to mesh it all together to make a play-in spot or to even try to win games. At number 14, I got the San Antonio Spurs. They're kind of in the same boat. They have Victor Wembanyama, and what I have been seeing from Victor in this preseason has been amazing. Besides that one game where he was really bad, I watched a couple highlights on that game. I'm not really gonna go and watch the whole entire 15 minutes or however long he was playing in the game. I'm not about to go do that because it's just the preseason. And they also have guys like Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, but it's come out of Greg Popovich's mouth and it's come out of Victor Wembanyama's mouth that it's about to be a slow burn. We're not gonna immediately be in the playoffs because it's 1 year of Victor. This is your first year that you're getting Victor Wembanyama, so they're just gonna ease into it instead of immediately trying to go for a playoff spot. So I got them at number 14. Same thing with the Blazers, who I got at number 13. This is the same exact scenario. They're going through their first year of their rebuild. They do have a good start to the rebuild. I mean, Robert Williams, DeAndre Ayton, Anthony Simons, Shaedon Sharpe, and Scoot Henderson to start you off. You still have to get rid of Jeremy Grant. I like what they have going on. I like what their start is looking like, but they have a lot of figuring it out to do. I want to get to number 12 for a second because I don't think a lot of people are going to expect me to put this team this low. It's the New Orleans Pelicans. I am just uncertain about their team. Even if Zion is healthy, even if BI is healthy, I just don't think that this team is going to be able to keep up with any of the other teams in the Western Conference, considering how competitive it is this season. And we don't even know if Zion's going to stay healthy. We don't know if Brandon Ingram's going to stay healthy. So I'm gonna have them at 12. And at number 11, see, this is a team that I really want to root for, but I just do not think that this is the year that they're going to be able to take that leap. It is the Houston Rockets. I'm gonna be honest, they look good in the regular season from the things that I have been seeing. I went back and I watched a couple highlights of them. I'm not watching full games of the preseason, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, but they looked good. Amen Thompson, that's going to be your starting spot by the end of the season. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that at this point. But I have them at number 11. I wish I could have put them in the play-in spot. But from them being where they were last season to the 11th seed is not bad at all. That's an improvement. That's what they're hoping for. In my personal opinion, if I was a Rockets fan, that's improvement from last year. So that's a good thing. That's a successful season. But for the teams that are in the play-in, at number 10, I got the Minnesota Timberwolves. Man, this is another one of those teams that I really want to root for because they have Anthony Edwards, they have Jaden McDaniels. These are two of my favorite players in the league. I just do not think that this team is going to be able to put it all together with Cat and Rudy down low. I don't think that it's going to work because Rudy is so limited. I was alluding to that in my previous video. You guys can go watch that if you want. But Rudy is so limited on what he does on the basketball court. He's strictly a rim protector. He knows defense, but if you have somebody who is such a negative on the defensive side of the basketball like Cat, it's gonna mess a couple things up. I just don't think that it's gonna work, but who knows, man. They might end up at the top of the conference by the end of the season, and I'll be looking here like a dumbass. I'm expecting to be wrong on this. But at number 9, it's another thing that I'm expecting to be wrong on. It's the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, the Memphis Grizzlies are going into their season without their star player, Ja Morant. I'm going to continue saying it. He's out for 25 games, and that is something that is going to hurt their continuity because they're bringing in a guy like Marcus Smart, a guy who's used to starting, a guy who is used to winning games, and a guy that can't really shoot the basketball. Now, let me just preface this. When Ja Morant comes back, that right there is going to be something that is going to need to gel because Marcus Smart can't really space the floor consistently. Ja Morant can't space the floor at all. So having both of them on the basketball court together, that's going to need a little bit of gelling, if you ask me. And running a 3-guard lineup, Ja, Marcus Smart, Desmond Bane, that's something that is also going to need to be looked at as well. But ultimately, that's something that I'm also wishing that I'm wrong on, because I like the Grizzlies, I like Marcus Smart, and I want to see them succeed. Now we're getting into the teams that are making the playoffs. At number 8, I wish I could have put this team higher because I'm really high on this team. It's the Dallas Mavericks. For the Dallas Mavericks, I told you guys in my watchability video that I was going to be watching every single game from them, and that still stands true. But are they going to be able to beat out all the teams that are above them? I just don't think that that will be the case. I think their defense is about to be top 10. And the reason why I think their defense is going to be top 10 is because they have competent guys who can defend the basketball, and Jason Kidd is their coach. Now, I've seen Jason Kidd put together competent defenses with competent defenders on the team. It happened in 2022. We all saw it. And I think that this is a case of that as well. I hope the Dallas Mavericks do good. Kyrie Irving's one of my favorite players in the league, but I can't really put them higher than any other team on this list because I think every team is going to be better. At number 7, I have the Sacramento Kings. That's another team that I said I was going to watch every single game from them. That still stands true as well. I think that they're going to run it back. Now, I don't think that they're going to be at the place that they were last season, which is the 3rd seed, but I still do think that they are a playoff team, and I think that they're going to show it. Now, a lot of people have, been thinking there's going to be at least one team that's going to fall out, and the Sacramento Kings are notorious for missing the playoffs. So maybe last season was an outlier to some people. I don't think it was an outlier. I believe in De'Aaron Fox. I believe in Domantas Sabonis, and I believe in the pieces that they brought. That Sasha Vezenkov, or whatever his name is, I was watching some highlights from that boy. He could hoop. He could hoop. At number 6, I have the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, this is a team that I have been really low on, considering the injuries that goes on with Kawhi Leonard, with Paul George. But there's that 65 game threshold, and they have been adamant on playing as many games as possible. And that's something that I just cannot, fall for again. Like, I'm tired of this same old song and dance. Oh, the Clippers are going to be the number 1 seed. The Clippers are going to stay healthy. The Clippers are going to make it to the Western Conference Finals, maybe the NBA championship. They're going to be the 1st seed, and it never comes to fruition. But I'm getting a feeling that maybe this is the season where both Kawhi and PG can stay healthy going into the playoffs. Maybe I'm wrong, but I have faith in their team. I'm gonna put them at 6. At number 5, I got the Los Angeles Lakers. From what I have been seeing in the preseason, I have been watching a little bit of highlights from them. Anthony Davis, man, I just watched the game against the Suns. Bro, you looked amazing. He looked real good on the defensive side of the basketball. He was getting block after block after block after block. I don't know how many blocks he ended the game with, but he looked good in that aspect. And it makes me really think that the Lakers are going to go right back to where they were last season. It all depends on the health of Anthony Davis. Is he going to be able to hold up? I hope he does, because I love watching Anthony Davis play basketball. I like seeing the Lakers do good. And I'm going to be honest, when the Lakers are good in the NBA is good. That's a motto. And at number 4, this is something that I have been going back and forth with for the past few days. It's something that I've been thinking about this whole entire offseason. And I've been teasing a take about this team for the past month and a half now. It's the Oklahoma City Thunder. I got the Oklahoma City Thunder at number 4. And this right here was the take. This is the hot take. I think that this is the season where the Oklahoma City Thunder take a leap. I think it's going to happen. From what I've been seeing from Chet, from Summer League, from the preseason, from Shea, from Giddey, from J-Dub, this team is going to be very good. Now, last season, I believe that they were a top 10 defense, and their offense in the preseason this year is looking spectacular. Now, the thing that I can say about this team last year, they weren't really, a part of the best teams when it comes to shooting the basketball. But now they have Chet Holmgren, who looks like he is going to be a really good floor spacer in the NBA and for this team. And I think that he is the perfect recipe to make this team go. Now, I was ready last year to put the team as the 8th seed. I thought that they were going to the playoffs last year until Chet got injured. But now Chet's here, and he looks even better than what he was looking in Summer League last year before he got hurt. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm a OKC Thunder fan this season. It's gonna happen, man. Now, this whole list is just nothing but things that I am probably gonna get wrong. And this is something that I feel a little bit confident on. At number 3, I have the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns, they're gonna be the best offense in the league. I wholeheartedly believe Devin Booker when he says, I don't think there's gonna be a team that's gonna be able to stop us. How are you gonna be able to stop this team when it comes to them putting the ball in the hole? Because they have Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal. Their bench will just fire on all cylinders. They have a Grayson Allen and Eric Gordon. They have guys who can come in and score the basketball. Drew Eubanks was looking great. I was watching a couple possessions from Drew Eubanks. That man, he looks good. I ain't gonna lie. Pause on that. But he looks really good. Like I said, I think that this team is gonna be able to win games in the regular season. But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, when it comes down to the playoffs, what are they gonna look like? That's where I'm at. For the Suns and the team that I'm about to talk about, it kind of came down to which team do I think is going to stay the healthiest and which team do I trust more to win games. And I ultimately picked the Golden State Warriors to be number 2 on this list. I was kind of on the CP trade, but taking a step back and actually looking at the trade and what they actually gained from it, what Steph Curry looks like right now is something that needs to win now. We can't be worried about the future. We need to maximize the time that Steph Curry has, and bringing in CP kind of does that for you. Now, I would rather have Chris Paul and his IQ on the basketball court to help a guy like Kuminga, to help a guy like Moody when it comes to being on the basketball court, rather than have a guy like Jordan Poole who has, dare I say it, a low IQ on the basketball court and is just going to be taking shots away from these guys. That's me personally. I actually do believe that this team can, round out and get some wins. What are they going to look like in the playoffs? I don't know, because I don't know how long CP3 is going to hold up, but I'm intrigued to see what they can do. And at number 1, I got the Denver Nuggets. We're going to talk about the Denver Nuggets here next week, but I think that everyone is overthinking it, and the Denver Nuggets are just going to be the 1 seed while everyone else fights it out, just like last year. But that's all I got for y'all today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I kind of had a little bit of fun with this list because I got OKC at number 4. I got the Kings at 7, the Mavericks at 8. So now I could just sit back and root for the teams that I want to see win. But that's all I got for y'all today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And I'm out. Peace.